Basketball legend Dwyane Wade is continuing to battle his ex-wife in court to legally change the gender and name of his 15-year-old son. His ex-wife Siobhan is saying, please no, let our son wait until he is an adult to make this decision. Dwyane Wade saying, not a chance, Zion deserves to be Zaya now. Dwyane Wade and his current wife, Gabrielle Union, snapped a pic with Dwyane's son, now identified as female, Zaya, as they attended a birthday party over the weekend. Yahoo News covering this, shouting out how stylish the family looked, but also noting, quote, you know what we don't love to see? The comments under Union Wade's post. The toxicity and transphobia are running rampant, and it's so disappointing to see. The amount of people misgendering Zaya is frankly disgusting, and the lack of education is at a 10. Yahoo says, quote, her internal identity is completely valid, and she should absolutely be able to match who she is on the outside to who she is on the inside without having strangers or acquaintances and family. We're looking at you, Siobhan Funchess Wade, that's the ex of Dwyane, tout their hurtful, damaging, hateful ignorance at her on a public platform or at all. So Yahoo News does not like Dwyane Wade's ex and the fact that she wants her son to wait until he is an adult to really decide if he wants to be a girl. Now, according to court records I obtained from Los Angeles Superior Court, the latest hearing in this legal battle to change Dwyane Wade's son's name to female and his gender, give him a new birth certificate, the latest hearing was today. Shout out to the sponsor of my coverage, Noble Gold. Brr, it's cold out there in the investment world. Luckily, I'm warm and snug inside with my financial family, Noble Gold. They're looking after me. They set me up with a precious metals IRA to keep me out of the monetary storm. I love these guys, and you will too. Get a stunning free 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin with your open and qualifying IRA account with them this month. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold Investments. Call 877-646-5347 to find out more, or visit noblegoldinvestments.com, link down in description. And remember, there's always a risk of loss, and past performance is not indicative of future results. Over the weekend, this case was reassigned to a new judge, according to court records. Now, we're not getting any details so far as to what transpired in this latest hearing, but I want to highlight for you the objections submitted by Siobhan, mother of Zion, who now wishes to be named Zaya, when she filed her motion against her ex-husband, saying, please, court, do not allow my son to be re-identified by his dad before he's even an adult. 15 and a half years old. She wrote in her court filing objecting to this gender change. She said, quote, the minor child is 15 and 1/2 years old. Petitioner, that's Dwyane Wade, dad, has informed interested party, that's Siobhan, mom, through discussions that dad is positioned to profit from the minor's name and gender change with various companies through contacts and marketing opportunities, included but not limited to deals with Disney. This matter has been highly reported in the media, and there will likely be media pressure on the minor child. Mom maintains that the Illinois court, who made the initial custody determination based upon the best interests of the child, should be adjudicating this parental rights issue. However, if the court allows the dad to proceed in California, dad contends that it is not in the best interest of the minor child to grant dad's requests. Interested party, that's mom, contends that the minor child be given the opportunity at the age of majority, when he's an adult, which is in 2.5 years, to make this monumental decision for themselves. Mom has strong concerns that dad may be pressuring or incentivizing the minor child with lucrative financial opportunities in order to proceed with this instant petition. Mom is also concerned that due to the high-profile nature of this case, if the minor child is not fully in support of the requested relief and is being pressured by dad or financial opportunities, the minor child will experience further scrutiny and pressure from the media. Based on the foregoing, mom respectfully requests that the court deny dad's requested relief in order to provide the minor child the time and opportunity to make this significant decision for themselves at the age of majority when Zion, now known as Zaya, is an adult. So Dwyane Wade responded to his ex-wife's court filing. He wrote, "It is in Zaya's best interest to grant the petition. This petition is not about Savon or Dwyane or their prior marriage. It is about what Zaya wants and what is in her best interest. This petition is about empowering Zaya to live her truth. This petition is about allowing Zaya to take on the milestone of being a young adult with confidence and joy, and to ensure that the moments are not clouded with the self-doubt that comes from checking a box or signing a name that does not reflect her identity. Even though it is not the name that was given to her at birth, Zaya has identified as Zaya since she was 12 years old, and she now wants to legally and officially affirm her identity. It is in Zaya's best interest that her official documents accurately reflect who she is, both in terms of name and gender. A court order affirming her identity will allow Zaya to live more comfortably and honestly in all aspects of her life, from simple introductions to food orders to applying for a driver's license and filling out college applications. Savon's objection does not consider Zaya's best interest," Dwyane writes. "Behind a thin veil of concern, Savon's objection is comprised mostly of inapplicable procedural arguments and a series of unsubstantiated personal attacks against Dwyane. Savon argues that the petition should be denied because she alleges without evidence that Dwyane, one of the most accomplished players in NBA history, is pressuring Zaya to proceed with this petition for financial gain. Savon's allegations are libelous at their core and are at best nonsensical. Dwyane files this petition because Zaya asked him to. It is unclear if Savon's goal is to relitigate her divorce and custody dispute with Dwyane or to resume her campaign of personal attacks against Dwyane, but it is clear that her objections have little, if anything, to do with Zaya's best interest," he says. Now, it's interesting that Dwyane calls his child in that court filing a young adult when the child is, in fact, definitely a minor at age 15. In fact, Us Weekly, covering this legal battle, also called the child an adult. Right here, during the appearance, Wade recalled the first time Zaya explained her experience as a transgender woman to him. Woman. At 15? Yeah, Us Weekly covered the fact that Dwyane Wade went on Ellen DeGeneres' show to highlight how his kid was now going to be a girl. And here are his words on his conversation with his child. He said, quote, "She said, 'Hey, so I want to talk to you guys. I think going forward, I'm ready to live my truth, and I want to be referenced as she and her. I would love for you guys to call me Zaya,' he explained at the time. Quote, 'Now it's our job to, one, go out and get informed, to reach out to every relationship that we have. We're just trying to figure out as much information as we can to make sure that we give our child the best opportunity to be her best self.' Well, in getting informed, Dwyane Wade should definitely look at the mental health issues that often accompany choosing a transgender transition. One study shows data indicate that 82% of transgender individuals have considered killing themselves and 40% have attempted suicide, with suicidally highest among transgender youth. Now, I get that a lot of these parents are saying that they believe they'll reduce the suicidal tendencies by helping the child reject who they were born as to become what they think will make them happy. But we also hear a lot of stories from people who are now detransitioning, saying, I regret this immensely. I've screwed up my ability to have kids. I've become a monster. All these stories, and that makes them even more suicidal. The latest one being this guy, retired Navy SEAL made famous for being trans, announces detransition. Quote, "Destroyed my life." Chris Beck warns Americans need to wake up about how transgender health services are hurting kids. Another study highlighted, quote, the phenomenon of transgender children growing out of their transgender identity by the time they are adolescents or adults is called desistance by gender researchers. For decades, follow-up studies of transgender kids have shown that a substantial majority, anywhere from 65 to 94%, eventually cease to identify as transgender. Pretty stunning. So I think this is the concern of Zion's mother as she asks her ex-husband to just wait 2.5 years and let their child make the decision for the child's self. You can see, if you look at their child's Instagram, now their child is growing quite a following on Instagram. As far as her concerns about the financial gain thing, of course, when you're living in LA, if you can differentiate yourself as someone super unique, you can make more of a name for yourself, and perhaps Savon is wondering if that is what Dwayne and his child are trying to do by doing this transgender thing. But do we need to legally change things, or should we hold off? And is legally changing things going to also include hormone therapies or surgeries or things that are irreversible should the child change their mind and want to be who they were born to be after all? You can see the beginning of Zion's Instagram page looking more like a boy down there a couple years ago, and then as time went on, latest photos showing definitely looking totally like a girl with over 600,000 followers now, highlighting the gender transition. You can also see Savon's Instagram showing photos with her 2 sons back when Zion was fully identified as a little boy. Now, in the court filings, Dwayne Wade initially said that he has full custody of his son and therefore does not even have to get his ex-wife's say at all. In her court filing, she listed both the California statute and the Illinois filing where they got their divorce in Illinois, apparently in 2011, that shows that she clearly does have say when they divorced. She was supposed to be brought in for conversations about very important matters, and obviously this would be one of them. Dwayne Wade tried to violate that and just go ahead with the proceeding and said, as a courtesy, I'm giving a heads up to my ex-wife, but I don't need to, according to the court filing. So she shot back, said he's basically lying. He didn't even show the terms of their divorce to the California court, and she's saying California should not even be adjudicating this case. This should be happening in Illinois court where their divorce happened, where the judge presided over the custody battle with the children to begin with. So we shall see how this all proceeds. Dwayne Wade also laid into his ex-wife on his Instagram publicly, so she posted something in response. She made a little Instagram post saying, go to my blog for my statement in response to her husband laying into her. And she says, quote, Dwayne is still the dad of my children, and for my baby's sake, I choose to refrain from speaking negatively about him. If I had anything at all publicly to say to him, it would only be one thing: I forgive him. Again, it would only be this one thing, because this matter isn't about him or me. It's about a child who otherwise cannot protect and shield themselves from the negative consequences that encompass living your life in view of the world. Yes, the world will watch your triumphs, but they will also have a front row seat to your failures. There are countless full-grown, famous adults who have experienced this and suffered severe consequences stemming from anxiety, depression, and others no longer with us because they took their own lives under this public pressure and scrutiny. I have both the mandate and privilege of protecting my children from these tragic events, as well as the myriad of other negative things that have a tendency to impact those living in the limelight. but time will fail me to mention them all. Therefore, I will do what I believe God has called me to do as a mother, and that is love and protect my children and do what I believe is best for them. I'm by no means a perfect parent, but I love my children with perfect unconditional love. I will also continue to do what the laws of this land allow me to do as a parent with the parental rights and power under the Constitution and courts of law and not the court of public opinion. I ask you all as a mother to please respect our privacy as a family with these serious and sensitive matters relating to our minor children. Now, like I said, looks like she's concerned about her child's mental health in regards to all this. During that time, when you're still a young child, your thoughts may go back and forth about your identity, and she wants her child to figure that out in private without the public pressure of the outside world. Well, the public pressure of the outside world is already on. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How would you handle a situation like this? Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.